Hello, welcome to the new video. Inside this video, we will take a look at how to create controllers and use forms to post content and add them inside the Entity Framework database. So let's get started. I will right click on controllers and add a new class. I will call it admin controller.cs. With this we have a new controller, but we also have to put up the base class controller, and to inject our application AppDB context we have to inject it, and we do that. What is this? Yeah, we have to use the MVC for this. Get rid of this, but we will use another using with system.link. We'll need a link to make changes to the database and use the DB set as an IEnumerable type. So okay, we need the constructor. It's public admin controller, and inside the brackets we are going to use appdb context, and we'll also need one private variable, appdb context. Now inside the constructor all we have to do is say that our context is equal to the context, and from this point on we can use the context to access our database. Let's make a index page. So it's public iActionResult index, return view. Okay, so with this we'll have our index page, but on the index page we can only list actions that we want to perform on our database, since it's like an administration panel. We'll begin by creating a method, which will also be an iActionResult, that we can use to create, I'll add new weapons to the database. So it's a public iActionResult. Let's call it add weapon. We can return view here. Now we're going to use this method as HTTP get. Now for this we don't need an actual model, but we will need a model for the post method. We can just type in weapon model. Okay, so now we need to create a new view. Let's create a new folder for the admin views. Admin. We can go to here, MVC view page, add weapon. This is extra. Now over here we'll just create a form, form method get post ASP controller admin ASP action add weapon. So inside the form we'll use input ASP4. We'll also have to use a model here, and we'll use the model weapon. Okay, so ASP4. If I press Control and start, I can get the shortcut here. Okay, so we will use name. Actually, we're going to need to create a model for this. We can do that by Actually, we don't have to. We can just inject the model, inject the DB context like this. Should realize so, and I hope it did. Let's check. Before name, type text. Let's see if I go to context. Okay, we can access the context normally with this. Okay, so we need one for the name. We need input sp4 description, which is also going to be type text. Input sp4. Let's see what else we're missing. Okay, so we need one more for the weapon type ID. Now, for the weapon type ID, we can't use an input. We're going to have to use select sp4 weapon type ID. Now, for options, we're going to have to use for each loop. For each, of course, for each weapon type in context weapon types. We open up the brackets, we go with option value type dot ID, and over here we can use type dot name to address it. All right, this should be it. If we take a look at our model, see we have everything we need. Although of course I could have just opened up the data app DB context. So let's go to weapon. We have the ID that's going to be automatic. We have the name, we have the description, we have the weapon type ID, and this is going to be automatic. Now, before in the meantime between videos, sorry, in the meantime between videos, I've also done something. That is, I generated the lookup tables with this class. I put the class inside a controller and just ran it once, and this is how you access the database. This is how you add weapons to the database. It's like a class. That's the whole point of Entity Framework, is that you don't actually write SQL code, you just add like it's a class. So basically for each weapon type in game, since these are static, we don't have to add and remove them all the time. We just added weapon type knife, weapon type pistol, weapon type SMG, same for qualities and same for exteriors. And then we had to execute save changes. We're gonna get into that later. Now, when we're done with this controller, with this method, we can close this. And of course, in the end, we need an input type submit value add weapon. Now, as you can see, I'm not really using any style on this. I'm just trying to make it work. Let's save this and run the application just to see if we can get the accurate form. Then we'll get to writing the model for it. Right, it has created a new export on the IIS Express. Let's wait for it to load. Now the index page is going to be blank because I removed everything, but we should still be able to see something once it loads. There we go. I can just go to the admin, and the index is not found. Oh, didn't write this. Right, admin add weapon. Alright, as you can see, we have the weapon types here. We can type in the name, and let's see if I type something, will we get to this post method? Say AK-47. This is AK-47. It's a rifle. If we press on add weapon, inside the locals we can inspect the model, and as you can see, this works just fine. Alright, we can just break this off and we can write the function. Alright, so if model is different than null, from here we can create a new entity framework item. So we go context dot weapons dot add new weapon, with the name equals model name, the description that equals model description, and with the weapon type ID that equals to the model type weapon type ID. Get brackets at the end, and we have to execute the save changes on the context itself. Also, now we have to return the view, but we'll not. Actually, we can just leave this as is. We can save changes and run the IIS Express again. Now we'll go from this side. Let's wait for it to load. Go back to admin, add weapon. Let's go AK-47. Now I'm going to use the information from Steam Community Market so that we get everything accurate. Go to the first AK, open up another one, just to be careful. Okay, so we need the AK-47 name, and whoa, and we also need the description. As you can see, this part of the description belongs to the weapon, and this belongs to the skin. Again, it is a rifle. We can add the weapon, and as we can see, the model is not null. We can just create this, save changes, and return the view. So we're back on this site, but if you take a look inside our database, set our tables for weapons. We can see that NAK was added inside the database. Now if we were to inspect it, let's say right here we wanted to use context. Actually, we can just run the method again. Let's just make an empty one, just so we can get to here. If we go to locals, this context, weapons, in the results view, we can see that there is one entry that we have set up, which works quite nice. Now I'm also going to create another method that will allow us to create skins. So basically we can just copy paste this, paste it back, and just rename it add skin, skin model, description, it also has to be a skin, skins, okay, so we need the collection ID equals model. Now we haven't added any collections yet, so we should focus on that first, but I'm going to finish this just in case. Model collection ID, comment, close model with comment, quality ID that equals model.quality ID. I'm going to replace these two. Weapon ID, so we can assign to the right weapon. And best exterior, assigned from the model best exterior, worst exterior, model worst exterior. Have anything else? No, we do not. Okay, great. Okay, we can just save this and just copy paste it again for the collection. Say add collection, we don't have anything else here, so we can just save this as it is, and that should be it. Now we just have to create some views, so we can just copy paste this for add skin, add collection, all right, collection. And for the skins, skin, add skin, gonna need a bit more input types here. Comment, and let's see if there's anything else. else we can type in like this. Not. So now it's going to be a lot of drop down menus. So we need a drop down menu for the best exterior. Exteriors. Option value. Exterior dot. Well. Dot. Name. Right. Exterior. Worst exterior. See, we have the best, we have the collection. No, we don't. So collection ID. Anything else we need? I think so. Quality ID and weapon ID. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Let's go to the model itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 4. Am I missing something here? No, it's 8. No, it's 9. We're missing something. Or maybe I'm just dumb. Oh, we don't need the ID. Yeah, I'm dumb. Weapon. Weapon. Weapons. Quality. Quality. Test qualities. Add skin. Just put this first. Skin go after this. And quality. Here. Okay. So now we have all of the data we need, and our controller is complete as well. Now we can just actually we're going to create the index file, create new item, view page, index. Just move this, and here we can have 3 buttons: A, SB, action, add weapon, skin, add collection. And just add a class like button default. So we can differentiate them a bit. These are classes from Bootstrap that is automatically added inside the Bower as a Bower package. I also added the Metro for styling, but I won't do that in the video. Okay, so if we run this now and go to admin page, in the meantime we can go to the home index and create a button here, ASP controller. index dashboard. We can just save this. And by the time it loads, it should give us a link. And it did. Okay, we can add. So let's first add collection. I'm going to add the collections from here. So this belongs to the Phoenix collection. I'm going to add the Phoenix first. Okay, just refresh the page, but it's inserted. And this weapon belongs to, I think it's Gamma 2. No, Shadow Collection. Okay. Shadow Collection. Okay, now we have both of these collections added. Just like this. We can add the skin, and as you can see now inside here we have the Phoenix and Shadow. These are the classes. Oh yeah, we have these for best and worst exterior. So if we go to AK-47, I think this is for the name. I didn't put any placeholders. Yeah, this is for the name. Okay, so this skin is called the Redline. And this is for the description and comment. Description. And developer comment. Belongs to the Phoenix. It is a no spec. Classified rifle. Classified. And now we can get this data from here, but we can get it from AK-47. CSGO stash. Redline. Okay, so it can go from minimal wear to battle scarred. Now the first we have the best exterior, so the best exterior will be minimal wear if I'm not correct, and the worst one is going to be battle scarred. Am I right? We can add the skin. Alright, now if we check the database again, check for weapons, there should be only AK-47. Alright. If we take a look at the collections, there should be two collections, Phoenix and Shadow. If we take a look at skins, now we're going to have one skin that has been painted. Now it looks like we have this exterior ID that we don't actually need. So we can remove this from the model itself. If we go to our AppDB context, we have there is none. There's best exterior and worst exterior, but there's no exterior ID. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so this is basically it for this video. Inside the video we have learned how to use the form method post to post data to the controller and use Entity Framework to insert the new data inside the database, and how to save the changes. And we also learned a bit how to use link. Now again, we don't need this. In the next video, we'll cover how to show data on the screen. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time.